All right. Let's cook. What's up, nerds? Hello. All right, let's see, buddy. All right. Yo, Onik. How's it going? Yo, Flaco! My boy Flaco! Onik! Appreciate you guys for coming in. Alright, let's turn the vibe down a little bit. Hope you guys are having a good day today. Welcome in, welcome one, welcome all. Today we're going to be jumping back into MIT 60002. We haven't jumped back into this one in like a week or so. So it's going to be good to get back into this and do some coding into like an actual like coding assignment here. So yeah, pretty cool. We're going to finish, hopefully maybe get towards wrapping up this problem, get a big chunk of it done, and then maybe one more stream, and then we'll be done with this and moving on to the next lectures. So thank you guys so much for being here. This is really awesome. I love hanging out here, and sorry I didn't stream yesterday. Your boy was cooked. I had to go through that whole rebuild process that I went through on one of the products that had some issues in component stage, and so I had to go and kind of rush, not rush, but like rush as in like fast. The work is always quality. Jesse, we need to cook. No, and so we got that done, and so I got it done in like 1.5 days. So I was like, cooked. So I didn't stream yesterday to catch up on some Z's, and now we are back. We're back. I did do some leak code yesterday, last night. So go to the Discord and check out the new leak code section. Oh, I don't think I actually unlocked it. Let me server settings, onboarding. Oh yeah, it is enabled. Good. Okay. So yeah, you go to the leak code section, check out some of the recent problems we've solved. All right, let's get into today. All right. Cool. All right, here we go. How's the music? Let me know if it's a little too loud or too quiet. I can turn it up or down. Let me know. All right. So we left off on problem 2 here, right? I think we finished problem 1. All right, we're on problem 2. In the previous problem, you implemented the rectangular room class, right? Now we want to consider additional kinds of rooms. Rooms with furniture. Furnished room, thanks IKEA. And rooms without furniture. Empty room. These rooms are implemented in their own classes and have many of the same methods as rectangular room. Therefore, we'd like to use inheritance to reduce the amount of duplicated code by implementing furnished room and empty room as subclasses of the rectangular room, according to the image below, right? So rectangular room is the parent, empty room and furnished room are going to be the classes of their own, but they're going to inherit the properties, or the attributes, methods, whatever, of the rectangular room, and then can also implement their own unique to that subclass, right? Just as you get, some genetic characteristics from your mom or your dad, but overall you have a unique makeup, like you have your own, and then you develop some of your own habits, right? You might have some quirks and stuff that you got from your parents, but then you kind of develop your own niches. So, all right, enough of the analogies. This ain't philosophy. Let's keep going. Think about how the methods you need to implement to differ for the two classes, and how you can use methods already implemented in the parent class rectangular room. Note, failure to take advantage of inheritance will result in a deduction. Ooh, they're gonna deduct, boys. Uh-oh. Okay, so think about how the methods you need to implement for the two classes and how you can use the methods already implemented in the parent class. So let's go over the parent class rectangular room here. So this is rectangular room, which initializes have a width, height, and a dirt amount. So we wrote this last time, right? So if the width is less than 0, height is less than 0, or dirt is less than 0, we raise this error. Now we set all of them equal to a instance variable of the object. And then we have this room variable, which contains a two-dimensional array of each cell containing a dirt amount by the widths, or like the columns, for every row in the height, right? The height is the rows. So that's our 2D array. So it just creates a rectangular room of width and height with dirt amount in each cell. Now, we have a clean tile position, which takes in a tile position x and y and converts them to integers. We then go to that position in x and y. If the dirt tile amount is less than the capacity, right, that we can absorb, then we will set the tile amount to 0. We took all of the dirt out. Else, we set the tile amount to the delta, or difference between the dirt amount and the capacity, right? There's some left over. Cool. And is tile clean just takes in some m and n value, goes to that position in the room. If it equals to 0, returns true. Cool. Get num tiles clean loops through every row in tile and then identifies if it is 0 and then adds 1 to our clean list. Clean counter, right? Returns that. Cool. Is position in room takes a position, which is an object of a position, goes to the position if the x position of the position is greater than the width, or the x is less than 0, we return false. That is not in the room, right? So this means that the x boundary exceeds the width of the room, so it's out, doesn't exist. And then, or if the x is negative, right? In this case, 0, 0, and then the upper right quadrant is considered like the rectangular room if you think about it on a grid. Right, and the same thing for the y. So if the y value of the position given, right, exceeds the height of the room, and the y value is negative, then this position is also not in the room. Cool. Get dirt amount takes in m and n and returns the value at m and n within the room. Cool. And then these are the not implemented that we're going to probably, do in the Yo, Flaco, hit that Discord, my guy. I've put in a lot of man hours and time off stream building out that Discord little by little, completely for free. This is no shill. I'm not no snake oil salesman saying, you gotta subscribe to my course before you get good at coding. No, you're like, dude, I've been sitting here in my room just learning this stuff, just raw dogging pause through books and, you know, the true legitimate courses out there that are free. MIT, Harvard, like institutions that are backed, and just pushing through. You're already in there? Well, that's where it all is, my guy. MIT Open Courseware, Khan Academy, math courses. Honestly, like math textbooks, I want to try to get into next, like as well. But there's so much stuff I want to get into, but we gotta finish some stuff on our current list because we get overwhelmed. Okay. So furnished room then. Furnished room. A furnished room represents a rectangular room with a rectangular piece of furniture. The robot should not be able to land on these furniture tiles. Oh. So we inherit the init from rectangular room. And then we have furniture tiles as a data structure containing a list of furnished tiles. Okay, we add furniture to room here. Add a rectangular piece of furniture to the room. Furnished tiles are stored as XY tuples in the list furniture tiles. Okay, so let me read that one more time. Add a rectangular piece of the furniture to the room. Furnished tiles are stored as XY tuples in the list of furniture tiles. A furniture location and size is randomly selected. Width and height are selected so that the piece of furniture fits within the room and does not occupy the entire room. Position is selected by randomly selecting location in the bottom left corner of the piece of furniture so that the entire piece of furniture lies in the room. So furniture width and height are just random integers. Randomly choose bottom left corner of the furnished room. Furnished item. Randomly choose bottom left corner of the furniture item. Furniture bottom left X is random A between 0. The width minus the furniture width. Oh, so you just force down a maximum X and Y value of the delta between the height of the furniture room and the width, so make sure it fits within the room. Fill list with tuples of furniture tiles for I in range of this range, bottom left X, so the bottom left X plus the furniture width, right? And for I in range at the bottom left Y, the furniture height, self.furnituretiles.append ij. The indices. Okay. No, all good, dude. Yeah, it's pretty detailed in there. Like, I need to go back through and do the MIT OpenCourseWare ones, but yeah, for the Harvard CS50X, I did weekly breakdowns, of just what I learned and some bullets, as well as providing, hot links to my notes and everything. So it's just all packaged in there quite nicely. So check it out. And also, provide to it with your own, if you're doing those courses and stuff, consider challenging yourself to also, I didn't just do it like in vain. It also provided an additional study. Like, it's not Like, don't think of like just like people are so funny. Like they think that like doing like little things like that or like practicing like math problems or little coding problems could be like it's like a waste of time. Like, oh, I'm not building anything that's like making me money, right? It's like, dude, like, bro, you play video games, like, or you like read books or like you ride bikes. Like, none of that makes you money. Like, it's just for enjoyment. So you have to flip your mindset. Like, it's not a chore. It's like it's a desire to want more, right? To like it's you really got to, and if you don't have that mindset, I really don't think you'll it'll work out. And like it's especially if you're doing it independently, like after out of school, like you're older, like not old like I am, because I'm only 26. I'm not gonna say I'm old, but like out of school, you know. Anyways, yo Tim, no chicken nuggets. We got some pho, some pho. It was good. It was good. There's a good place down the road. I went to. I like it spicy. Put a little sriracha, a little plum sauce, a little chili sauce. Then, mix that up. Get the combo beef, large. Here in the Bay Area, they got some good soup. Okay, let's keep going. Def, is tile furnished? Return true if tile MN is furnished. Why would they use a list here for the furnished tiles? Why not use a set? You're just using tuples of indices, right? So now I have to loop over O of M times O of M plus M, right? O of N plus M, going through this list rather than just constant lookup and just O of N. Dying. I wonder if I could change that. Should I do it? I don't know, we'll see. I've never seen this before. I thought you had a super in it, right? I thought we'll have to test this out, but let's get started here. So return true if tile MN is furnished. Okay, so we'll say tile is equal to a tuple of MN. We'll say return tile in self dot furnished tiles. Can you say this in? I've actually never said this in Python with like return in, right? If I never used the in a return statement just directly like this before, like for just truthy or falsy. I like saying that. A lot of vegans in the Bay. I don't know. I haven't really met a lot. A lot of my coworkers, they all eat meat. And animal products. A lot of them are, of like Asian culture, so they often do like, I don't know, is veganism? I don't think isn't not very popular, and I'm not gonna say if it is. I have no idea. So ignorant if I were, I'm not gonna make any statement on that front. But I'm just curious. Because a lot of them have like meats in their soups and stuff, so. Okay, Unc. Alright, Tim. Tim, you gotta chill, man. Bench! It's been a while, dude. Yeah, man. It's been like, what, like 6 months? My guy, welcome back in. Thanks for stopping back in. It's good you haven't forgot about us over here. Over here in study land. What you been learning, my guy? How's your projects been? Welcome back. It's awesome to hear from you. I'm glad you're well. Okay, let's say, can we say return item in list? Work for Python. Yeah. No, I want truth. Truthy. Ah, yeah. All right, let's go. All right, then let's say if position furnished, given this position object, return true if the position is furnished and false otherwise. Okay. So we're going to return, kind of gray out this guy. So if you remember right, the position object has an XY itself. Like an XY into the room. So we're just going to pretty much do the same thing almost, right? Return position.x, position.y in self.furnished tiles. Right? Is it not that simple? Now let's go ahead and take this guy and let's just put this in here to refactor that a little bit. Boom. Okay. See, MIT throws me off. I go in here thinking it's gonna make me like difficult, but then it gives me just a simple return statement. So I'm like, what's going on here? Something's not right. You guys ever like get like B 4 times in a row on like a Scantron, and you're like, oh god, what's going on? You're like, I only have an hour on the test, I can't go back, like, and then then it starts going downhill from there. It's cruel for a teacher to throw you like 5 B's in a row on a test, even if, like, yo, Retector. Awesome. I like that name. I almost mispronounced it to I didn't know what to. Welcome in. Focused on a lot of my time learning cybersecurity this summer. I was doing open source work for $2,000. Wow, nice. About probably 8 weeks from 10 to 5 p.m. in a Zoom meeting. Oh, infinite breaks though. My university started getting so busy with that. Interesting. I started doing open source work for $2,000 every 8 weeks from 10 to 5 p.m. in a Zoom meeting. What? That's so crazy. How does that work? Well, that's awesome, guy. Good for you, dude. Hey, throw that into some of the stock picks we've been hitting on the in the Discord. No, this is no like financial advice. We're not that guy. We just have some fun and we find some patterns we like and we back some companies. We have some good philosophies. Tim can vouch. We've been hitting. Mike, I think your MIT poll is finished. Oh, is it? Bruh. Everybody's saying no. Oh, we got 27% out of 11 votes. That's not bad. All right, we gotta throw up a new poll though. The old bait here. Are you right? I have cool alerts. Hello, pro streamer. Alright, big bait. Tim, I know, hit that no right away. I know Tim hit that no. Trolling. Alright, let's keep rolling. Let's keep on rocking. Chat's in the Stuck behind the white, so sorry you guys. Should I make the chat background translucent? Is that an option? I don't think I can. At least here. Maybe I'll move it for right now. So you guys can actually read it. Let's throw it here. Where should I put this thing, dude? Over my face? I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll put it like here. It's kind of hard with this. I guess right here is probably the only option. It's our only option. Okay. Let's get back into the chats here. I see you hit 3K subs. Congrats. Thanks, Vanch. Congrats on your open source work. That's awesome. That's big on resume stuff, my guy. I think, yeah, Michael's locked in again. Mactal, hey Mike, like to watch you grind. Nice, dude. Thanks for being here. You're awesome. Thanks so much for supporting, and I appreciate you so much. Awesome. Honestly, truly, I mean that. Can't remember if you did it already. Did what already, Retector? Thanks for coming back in, my guy. Open source thing I was talking about is a program called CTI Accelerate, and you kind of just get to this point and unlock open source work, and in summary, you get paid for it. Said point twice, oops. Oh no. My brain passed over it. They did that thing, I didn't even realize it. That sounds awesome, dude. Tim, you should do that. Okay. Is position valid? Return true if position is in the room and unfurnished. Okay. So return position.x position.y in self. Oh, let's go like, let's actually just call self dot is position furnished. So we'll return this and if the position is in the room, self dot right, this is that little hint. This is what I was talking about earlier, like think about what you could use from the right. So we have to say self dot in the rectangular room we want to use is position in room, right? We don't even need to write, we can just reuse our, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Where am I? Okay, here we go. I can't find my way here. And self dot is position is position in room given the position. So if both of these return false, then you return false. If both of these return true, so if it's in the room and furnished. So what is the logic here on bools when you use them against each other like this? So would it be or? So if it is furnished, well that's what let's say, like, okay, well let's first say if it's in the room. Let's first check this. right? If it's in the room, right? Okay, if that's true or true. Maybe we don't really want to, maybe we just say if, like, right? Okay, let's do this. Let's actually say this. Return self dot is position furnished if this. Well, can we actually say that if this is a Boolean? Right, is. No. You're just getting too crazy. Let's just, whatever. If in room, right, return this, else return false. I think one of your previous streams I asked you about Git and should I learn it instead of GitHub, instead of using GitHub. Hey, you remember that? Gotta go to homework for class. See ya. Oh, see you later, Vash. How much skill do you have with writing classes and stuff? Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do actually remember that. So if the position's in the room, return if the position is furnished, true or false. Else return well, I am wondering, is this like, is there a better way to say this? I mean, right, can we say, what's more Pythonic here? Can we get it in like a single, return that if, because this always return, this, I don't know. What do you guys think? All right. We'll have to test these out. Get num tiles returns an integer, the total number of tiles in the room that can be accessed. Okay, so we just need, this one's actually not that bad. So get the number of tiles in the room that can be accessed. So we want to go self dot. Now we have we're in a room here, right? Rectangular room, which has a width and a height. So we have an area. So we can just do self dot width times self dot height. We can set this equal to area, and then what we can do is take available area is equal to the area less than the length of the self dot furnisher tiles, and just return this. Right, so this will calculate an area of, say, like a 10 by 10, right, which is 100 possible squares. And then let's say that there are 5 squares taken up by a piece of furniture. So we would just, and those 5 squares are housed in furniture tiles, and so we just take the length of furniture tiles to see how long or how much space is taken up, and then reduce that from the area. Okay, next. I guess, yeah. And then get random position here. Returns a position object, a valid random position inside the room that is not in a furnished area. Okay, returns a position object, a valid random position inside the room and not in a furnished area. Okay, so I think we have a position object. We can get so this just gets a new position. Room has no randoms. Robot. Okay. So we want to return a position object. So let's just say position is equal to a position. We're going to get an X value, and then we also need a Y value. But we need to be like, okay, if this X value what if we say like what if we create a position equals to no, because we need to start. That wouldn't mean we have to start. So if we have an X, we just need to get a random place, but we need a reference inside the room and not furnished area. What a time how to learn programming. Zelda code. What? What's going on, dude? Oh yeah, random's in here. Trying to think of if there's any other methods here that already have kind of this random already in here. The robot gets a random direction. Okay. So a position object, a valid random position that is inside the room and not in a furnished area. So we first need to get a position that is within the bounds of the room, right? Let me quickly, I know I'm being annoying, let me quickly reference position one last time here. This is get new position based on speeding of a pre-existing position. Okay. So let's say random dot rand int. Ooh. And then we're going to use the range of 0 to self.width less than 1. Well, the thing is I'm including the endpoints in my implementation, and I don't think they are, because they're saying 0 and the height and width are walls. Because if I have a grid, an array of arrays, right? Right. I have 0, 1, 2, 3, with a total length. Hey, thank you, greatness. Appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the sub, for the follow, or wherever that was. Thank you. What's going on? Chat with me here. What's going on? Thank you so much for coming in. So if the length is equal to 4, so they're saying a random add the furniture. They choose a random furniture width to start at 1 and between 1 less than the width, which would be so width is that many columns by width. So width would be 4 here. So you have 4 columns. So why would I want to go width less than 1? So 3. Why would they go 1 included to 3 included, but not include the 0? Oh, they just make sure it fits within. It can't be capped out within, and then height. Okay, they just made it, that's just how they did it. In the bottom left, random int between 0 and width and minus the furniture width. So in this case, width is 4. Let's say the furniture width is 2. So that would be 2. So random int between 0 and 2. Natty Sanas, welcome back in, dude. It's good to hear from you again. So then they do random in between 0 and width. So go here, width would be like here, 1. And then height would be, so it'd start out here, 0, 1. So then height would be 0 furniture. Let's say the furniture height is also 2, 0. So it would just fill in. No, that's how it would just be that. That is furniture. So the X values are furniture here. If it was 2 and 2. Over here. Furniture width and height. Huh. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry, and I work as a formulation chemist for my 9-to-5 job. I make biological controls, and I've been teaching myself how to code for a little over a year now through various courses like MIT OpenCourseWare we're doing right now, Harvard CS50, various books, Introduction to Algorithms by CLRS, Fluent Python, Python Crash Course, and more. All those can be found like in my Discord and all my notes on GitHub. And so I've been teaching myself basically just to gain new skills and see what else is out there, and try to implement those into my field and maybe transition into tech if that is where I just roll with the punches. So length, width of 2, so 0 between. Then you fill in furniture. I don't know. So then, okay, then random dot rand int between 0 and self dot height less than 1. Now I'm going to include the width and height because no, you can't because it's 0 indexed. Thank you so much for the sub. Who was that? Let me check. Who was that? Streamlabs. Who was that? Recent events. The Mighty Ferret. Thank you so much, dude. You're awesome. Let me know more about you. What you learning? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you so much. Welcome to the channel. We're at 3100. Woo! Let's go. That's sweet. Grinding, boys. Okay, right, so it's 0 index and the height is the length of these lists. So we have to go down decrement 1, that's why. So a valid random position that's inside the room and not a furnished area. So we're gonna create a position. Let's go like this. Let's say, let's just go like this. While true, we will do this. And let's say X is equal to none. Y is equal to none. We will set X, we'll do this while true, we'll get a random position. Then we'll say if x, y in self dot so I'm trying to see, like, so self dot furnish, we could say obviously it's furnished position tiles. So if x and y in self dot furnished tiles, then we're going to continue. Else we're going to break out of this loop with a new x and y value and create a position at x and y. So this will continually loop and get random positions within the bounds of our room and check if it's in the furniture tiles each pass. Break if you find one that's true, continue if you don't. Or if you find one that's in, yeah, right? So if we create a furniture tile, we create a position, I'm sorry. And it's both inside the room and not a piece of furniture, then we can just return said position. It's so calm to sit on programming strings, help me focus on programming, making game prototype right now myself. Nice, dude. Yes, exactly. That's kind of like another really like real benefit of this type of stream, in my opinion, is that a lot of people, you know, in all honesty, struggle with, you know, self-discipline, procrastination, you know, putting things off, getting distracted. And so, you know, by having like a peer to sit with as if you were like, you know, in a study session in college, like in, you know, after class or just, you know, wherever, kind of mimicking that same type of feel. Like, I would do this kind of thing with peers to study like my advanced biology and chemistry like courses and stuff. Like we would go to book a study room, put on some light lo-fi in the background just to keep our thoughts kind of like, it has to be like really light because you don't want it to be so you can't hear yourself think, but it's just so it clears out that noise. A lot of people do classical music is really helpful for that. It just is something you don't want words in it because you don't want to be singing it and getting it caught in your head because then it loses your train of thought. So something that has like no words, you know, classical music, lo-fi, jazz, I think that are pretty calming as well. And then I feel that also something that helps is that first 25 minutes, once you power through that first 25 minutes, you can really get into a good flow state. I'm working on a computer science degree myself. Nice, mighty ferret. That's really awesome. Let me know your experience as a CS major. I'm quite jealous. If I could kind of do it over again, I think I would have done computer science. I'm not gonna lie. So, you know, in hindsight, 2020, but I didn't know anything about coding or programming or was never exposed to it back then. So, the system. Right. Okay. I think that's fine. Should we test this out? Okay, let's test this out. So these are our tests. So we're not using the testing module that they provided. This was written back in 2016 on a previous version of Python. I really don't want to get into different types of versions of Python and, you know, whatnot. I could just, you know, load a different Python in my virtual environment, but it's not really, I'm not getting a grade. I'm not getting money. It's for the learning. That's the juice, right? So I think by writing some of our own tests and testing it manually could be helpful here. Now maybe we should use PyTest. That might be a little bit better, but I haven't used PyTest since I've done CS50, but which is over a year ago. But we, yeah, they use some a module that's not supported anymore in these current versions of Python. So, Peter, hey dude, how's it going? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Peter. Peter. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. You gotta give me your best. Everybody do their best. I forgot his name. What's the guy in the wheelchair in Family Guy? Hey, Peter. Let me give you mine here. Hold on. I can't look at the camera. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. We gotta go to the clam. That's pretty good, no? My roommate back in college, he could do it really good. Alright, let's write some tests here, right? So we have a rectangular room here. Let's go ahead and buzz this out, and let's write some new tests here. So let's create a furnished room, right? Where we're going to make a, we're going to import furnished room. Create a furnished room of width equal to, let's make it just a 5 by 5. Height equal to 5. And then we have dirt amount equal to 1. And yeah. So then we're going to call furnished room dot add furniture to room. Right. And so if we go here to our add furniture to room, just adds a furniture to the room. It does it automatically. Okay, so there's no parameters. So our first function is tile furnished. So let's go ahead and say print furniture room dot furniture tiles. Come on, don't fail me now. Aha, we got a piece of furniture. So it's obviously all the x values are the same, and it's going upwards. And then the x values, it's a 2 by 4 piece of furniture. Cool. Look at that. Okay, nice. For old Python, I've been running Python since 3.6 for years. sys.path.append is literally a lifesaver. I'm sorry, Peter. I'm kind of a noob. I'm sorry. I'm not afraid to admit it. What are you exactly referring to? Educate us, Peter. Okay. So then let's go ahead and now that we know what the furniture tiles are, well, this is going to add a random furniture every single time. Oh, dang it. We're going to have to like simulate it maybe with some multiple tries, but whatever. So we'll have to say furniture room dot is tile furnished is tile furnished, and we're gonna give is 1 1 is tile 1 1 furnished. Okay, there's a 5 by 5 room. Let's try it out. Oh, we have to print. Okay, here we go. False. Let's run it back. True. False. True. False. Nice. Okay, we are getting some detection then. Let's go, Miss Kitty. She's just looking at me. What are you doing? Come up here. Oh, she's let me pick her up. Here you go, guys. Special treat. Miss Kitty! She's like, help! 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 No, she doesn't like to be picked up like that. She ran away. Sorry, Miss Kitty. I love you. Just let me love you. I'm on one today, you guys. I'm on one today. Yes, Matthew. Nice. Yeah, I felt like that exact same when I was when I kind of wrapped my head around like being able to just kind of write in Python just based off memory and kind of, you know, like my memorization and practice paying off. So I was kind of just able to, it just really felt like I was writing this like an essay or something. And it's when it, now, so it's a lot of fun when you get to that point. And we got a long ways to go, for sure. A long ways to go, but it's awesome. Thank you so much for coming in here, Matthew. My brother has that name. Nice. Okay. So we are getting furnished tiles. Cool. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Is position furnished? So let's create a random position here. And this creates a position between X and Y. Okay. Not sure why I had... Oh, maybe I was testing invalidity or something. So 5. Oh, this just creates a position. It doesn't get a new position. Okay. Hey! Thanks so much for coming in here. I'm gonna do my best. So please do not get mad at me. Hi, Dao Min. Did I get that right? That was a genuine attempt. I'm trying. I wanted to make sure I gave you a shout out for the sub. Thank you so much for subbing here on YouTube. You're awesome, man. Thank you. Or if you're a lady, you're awesome, my gal. Or if you're a guy, my guy. Okay. All right. So then we need to. So this just creates a random position, or just a single position. So then we'll just keep our position and we'll just say it's at 1, 1, right? We'll keep it simple. And then let's print. This is going to say, what was our function we were testing here? Is position furnished, right? Given a position. Furnished room dot is position furnished given position. All right, here we go. False. True. False. 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 True. All right, I think that's working. Now I can't exactly tell you if it is working. Well, we can actually. Let's go ahead and print the furniture tiles, and then we can tell if this is in there. And we can also print this one too. Boom, true. So 1, 1 is a furnished tile, and it is right. It should be true as well because it is a position, right? We're checking basically the same thing. So 1, 1, there it is. Ah, ha, ha. Let's try it again. Boom, false. 1, 1, gone. Yes. All right, look at that. Let's go. Yo, Anand, how'd your interviews go? Did you have that one with the CFO or the CTO, the big dog on campus? Okay, is position furnished? We got it. Is position valid? So this just asks, given a position, return true positions in the room and unfurnished. Okay. we're going to print furnished room dot is position valid given the position 1 1. So this should be true. Ooh. Oh. I was like, nothing's wrong here. What's going on? Like, this commented out. I was like, why is this giving me this bug? I was like, oh, it's in here. False. So 1 1 is not valid. Is position valid? Position being 1 1. This should say true. If position's in the room, return if the position is furnished. Else return false. So if this comes back as true, that the position is in the room, we're going to then check if the position is furnished, and if it is, we're going to return that value. Am I missing something? Is position valid given the position of 1 1? Well, it's in the room. Okay, so we got true there, but now it's here. So we get true when it's included in there for some reason. Oh, return not. If it's in the room, return, if it's furnished, we want to return false. Well, no, it's going to check if it's in the furnished position. If it is, return true if it's in the room and unfurnished. Furnished. There we go. I think that's. So now whenever it's included in here, so now if I give it like a 6 here, this should stay false every single time. Yes. Okay. Now if I give it back to the 1 1 and then run this, now it'll go and detect, basically it'll say, okay, is return not this, right? It's saying, is this false? If this is true that it is furnished, return not true. Or not false in the other sense, right? It's probably a silly way of doing it. I don't know. Is that a good way of doing it? But true, right? This is a valid position because it's in the room. 1 1 is in our room, a 5 by 5 room, and it's not in the furnished positions. Got it. Let's go. Let's see here. Yep, I did. It went pretty well. I'm going off-site for a paid 1 week work trial. No! Let's go. 1 week work trial, dude. It's gonna be a grind, man. Do you think it's gonna be like I feel like it'll go one of two ways. like, and there's like spectrums. Like, I feel like it'll either be like super chill to where they're like, they want to get to know you on like a personal level to see how you merge into the team, and like on like a coworker basis with some testing of your skills, or they want to just like hound you for a week to see how you take it, and then after the week they probably like be like, all right, you passed, like let's that's not how it really is, like unless it's like a startup or something. I don't know. That's crazy pressure. Usually you get like 3-month contracts. 1 week is so crazy. That's like, how can you even get like up to speed on the stack and stuff? That's why I feel like it has to be like a more of a behavioral fit like assessment for a week. What do you think? What's your speculations, Anon? Okay. And then we have this get num tiles. So now we'll say print furnished room dot get num tiles. Right. So this will this should give us 5 by 5. Now if I remove this, this should give us 25. Oh. Yes. Now if we add this back in, we should, now we're adding a piece of furniture into our 25 area. We are then going to take our 25 area, lessen it by how much furniture is being taken up in that space, and that's how much available tiles there are. Boom, 21, because 4 tiles are there. Let's go! We have a programmer! We got a programmer, let's go. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to get random position here. This is just going to return a random position within our boundaries, always. I'm going to, really quickly here, I'm going to just say print the X and Y, and say, or we'll print F string. And we'll say X Y furnished. Fail. Trying again. Right. Cool. So that's furnished. And now let's see if this works. So this is get random position. Print furnished room dot get random position. Okay. Boom. So we got it on the first go there. Nice. We failed on 2, 3. There it is. And we found a valid position 2, 0. Let's go! That's so cool. Such a simple little script, but I got the dopamine hit there real bad. Ooh, feel it. I feel it. You guys get that dopamine when your simple code just runs? Like, oh, I do know how to actually, some basic Python. I'm not fooling myself. Right, all these positions are valid. So it hasn't found 2 failed positions in a row. It finds it on the second or usually first go. I'm trying to see if we can maybe find it if it'll fail twice. That was a big piece of furniture there. And it still found it on the first go. Wow. Lucky duck. Lucky dog. Man, it's finding it like crazy. Oh, look at that. Look at the odds of that. 4 back to back. I wonder what was the odds of hitting 4 of those back to back. We should go buy a lottery ticket. I think it will be behavioral. They get me onboarded and hand me some minor tickets and see how I tackle them. Nothing too fancy, hopefully. Yeah, dude, you got this. Confidence is key. You got it. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't have any really. I'm not gonna give any advice because I don't know what it's like. You got it, dude. You have to come back and report your advice. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know. All right, cool. All right, before we either move on or I'm going to take my code and I am going to throw it into the almighty orb because I do want some feedback from another eyeball, right? I wrote the code myself. That's a huge thing we do on the channel is 98 to 99, I'd say 99%, 99.5 percent of, I'd say even 99.9. I got my Glycol. Clorox, baby. Percent of the code I write here is completely handwritten, typed letter by letter here, ASCII by ASCII. Um, and but I will, obviously I will attempt it myself, and if I can't get it after a good solid attempt, sometimes even hours of trying, going through those rabbit holes of just over and over again repetition of walking through my loops and different approaches, different angles, thinking about it, then I will go ahead and try to learn from a solution or go ahead. But I really give an honest go, and you guys know that on the channel here. It's kind of a big, kind of ongoing thing with AI. I'm trying my best to be responsible and to use it in a way that isn't going to be too nuts here. Let's get a new prompt here. Here we go. Okay. Hello, my friend. I am back once again programming, and I'm doing the MIT 6.0002 OpenCourseWare problem set 3. This is where we're implementing kind of the Roomba iRobot simulation. I just finished the furnished room implementation of the child class of rectangular room. I tested all my functions and they seem to work appropriately. Could you provide some feedback on my code, the cleanliness of it, the accuracy, and um, the potential lack of robustness is pretty um, typical throughout these assignment. They don't ask you for type checking or type hintings and stuff like that. It's based on their code. It's not that detailed. So I kind of matched with their vibe. Let me know. All right, here we go. Hey, welcome back. Glad to see you're diving back in MIT. I read through your furnished room implementation carefully, and you did a solid job. Let me give you some feedback. Correctness, cleanliness, and robust edge cases. Inheritance. You call rectangular rectum, rectangular rectum, chill, bro. Rectangular room init in the init. Clear and explicit. Furniture generation. Your add furniture to room guarantees that furniture is strictly smaller than the room it fits within the bounds. Check functions. Is tile furnished straightforward correct? Is position furnished? Same logic applies with position before. Is position valid? Properly delegates to is position in room and excludes furniture clean. Get num tiles correctly subtracts furniture tiles from the total area. Random position loops until not furnished tile is chosen. That's the right idea. You also left in a bug debug print, which is fine for testing, but I'd remove it in the final code. So overall, functionality is correct. This would pass their auto grader. Let's go. Uh, oh, really? You don't need it outside? You can just declare it inside and it'll. I didn't know that. I don't need to declare it outside like this. I can just assign it inside and it'll maintain the scope. Huh. Cool. Let's try it. Let's see if that still works. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Robust. This is where you could break into some rare cases. Furniture covering the whole room. Right now you exclude the only. Okay, this is just without. Uh, just with what the problem asks. No additional. Not overbuilding exactly the right approach. What's good? You don't need the nuns. Remove the debug. Cool. Nice. We only had one thing really to fix. I just have this debug statement in here, which I like to have. I'm gonna keep that in there. I think it's fun. But actually, I mean, we'll probably remove it actually. And then there was no need to have the nuns declared on the x and y variables out front. The scope is captured. So I'll say, oh, interesting. I did not realize that the scope of the x and y variables would be captured within the while loop and then extended to the return statement outside of it. A Python variable defined inside a loop or an if-else are not block scoped. They're just function scoped. Oh, I thought that they were block scoped. You learn something every day, man. Been doing this for a year. Wow. That's actually good to know. Does this work for for loops and stuff? While for if else variables do leak out of the enclosed function comprehensions, they do not. Yeah, cool. It's weird how the scope is misleading. What do you mean by misleading? But yeah. Hey Luis, thanks so much, dude. You absolutely. I love having those alerts, dude. You're not that guy, pal. Oh, you're that guy? Absolutely. That's my motto. That's the channel motto. We're that guy. Cool. So that was problem two. Nice. What time is it? Hour and a half. Yeah, I'll probably call it. How many people we got here? 16? Oh, hey. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much. Let me know what you guys' projects are working on and how you're holding yourselves accountable. Let me know what you guys are studying and working on. If you guys are watching the stream and what we're doing here, or if you are coding on the side while you're just hanging out and kind of keep hearing the learning in the background, right? Just by I do that like when I edit my videos, I'm kind of just scrubbing through, but I'm kind of hitting those key points again and again through just learning and so like through watching. And so it really, just by kind of showing up and kind of having it in the background, you can kind of pick up on some stuff. Um, wow, like I'm used to C++ where the scope is based on the block you're in. Even when I do Python, I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought it was, that's why I declared none out front. 'Cause I thought we had to set it out front within that function. But I guess if I were, I think it's because we do recursion, right? And we need to declare the variables. Like if we nest a helper function within the main function, we need to declare the variables within the main function because they're not captured and then pass those variables into the recursive function, right? It's because it's broken up by function scope in Python. That's what it says. So I think that's kind of because it's the function is block nested, but it's a function. So I think is that where that's probably what tripped us up slow, huh? I think that's what got me. That's probably where mine stems from, at least I'll say. I'm studying game dev right now. Game dev. Bro, that was a bad speech slip. It's not exactly pure programming, but it's still very close. Nice, dude. No, you're fine. That sounds awesome. That's fun, man. Do whatever makes you happy and just have fun. Okay. Cool. That was fun. That was a fun little session we did on problem set 3 here for problem 2. So let's go over the assignment here really quickly. Make sure we didn't miss anything for problem 2. Additionally, be careful in determining whether a position is valid. Recall that in the case of furnished room, a robot cannot be in a position in a tile that has furniture. Yeah, we did that. Finally, in furnished room class, we have implemented an add furniture to room method to add rectangular furniture to the piece of the room for you. You don't need to call this method. You do not need to call this method. The provided test code will call it for you. Okay, we had to do it ourselves. Complete the empty room and furnished room classes by implementing their methods in ps3.py. Did we already do empty room? Okay, I don't think we did actually. How did I miss this? Okay, empty room. But we can do this really quickly. Get num tiles, self, it's just the area. Is position valid given a position? So can I... My rectangular room doesn't have a get num tiles, does it? No, because you implement this in the subclass. Okay. Is position valid? So this one we will say return wait, am I trolling? My mind's going blank here. Rectangular room just has this dirt amount height. Okay. And then we implemented in this furnished room is position valid by implementing this is position in room function. Right, so then the rectangular room has a is position in room function. Yes, okay, that's right. I wish that's so hard. I wish they broke it up into different files and imported it. I don't like how it's so stacked. I can't read it. Hey Mike. Hey Jesus. I've been reviewing math today. I went all the way back to algebra and it was crazy how much I don't remember. I haven't got back into programming in over a month, but I want to get back into finish CS50. Yeah, dude, hold yourself accountable and bang that out. Pause. You got it, dude. It's feel that personal guilt. Nah, man. Take it easy on yourself, but you know, push yourself. You got it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it for sure. Yeah, dude, I had to go back and relearn how to like do some basic factoring and stuff. I forgot all that stuff. It's crazy how much you forget after all these years. Okay, so return self dot is position in room for the position. Right? Simple as that. Get random position returns a position object, a valid random position inside the room. So we're going to say x is equal to random dot rand int, and we're going to start at 0 and go up to self dot width less than 1. Let's copy this down and just say height, make this y, and then now we probably could make this into a function because we're using it twice, but whatever. Yeah, because we're using it in the other class too, but it's whatever. And then we're just going to create a position object, right? So we're just going to return position of x, y. So now I'm going to take my empty room and I'm going to throw it on here. Check out my empty room. Now, I forgot about this one, but it is easy. It's really easy simply compared to the furnished room. Get num tiles, correct the full area. There's no furniture subtraction. Is position valid? Exactly right. Just delegates is position in room. And then get random position, uniformly random valid tile. A uniformly random valid tile, no need to check furniture, works fine. Sweet. All right, that was problem 2 of MIT 6.000, Introduction to Computational Thinking and Data Science, problem set 3. So that was problem set 3, problem 2 of Introduction to Computational Thinking of Data Science by MIT 6.000. Oh my gosh, MIT is naming. It's brutal. Yeah. I mean, we can go ahead and really quickly just throw up a couple tests. So let me create a empty room is equal to, and let's load in an empty room as well. An empty room. Empty ROM. Room. Empty room. I wonder if I can take this room and if I can throw this room here and then here as well. Yeah, because we're not supering to actually accept the object. We are just taking the initialization. Right, is that what the difference is here? Right. Let me say, now because they are super in it, we can't pass the parent object in. Exactly. You notice an important detail. Right now, you're classed furnished room, an empty room to inherit from rectangular room, but they don't use the super function, right? Instead, they explicitly call rectangular room init self width height dirt amount, which works fine for the old style, right? Remember, this is written back in 2016 of invoking the parent's constructor, but there are consequences. Because you're not using super, you can't do something like my rectangular room is passed into the furnished room and expect it to initialize from parent object. You have to pass in the variables. Haha. So that's kind of a older style thing then. So let's make an empty room. And let's go ahead and print empty room dot get num tiles. Get num tiles. Get num tiles. Get num tiles. So this should be 25. Perfect. Let's comment this out. Let's go down. Print empty room dot is position valid for the position up top. This should be true. Boom. Now let's say make it false. False. Nice. Let's go. Okay. Next up, random position. Get random position here. Position 22. Sweet. All right, those are the functions for, we'll go here and say problem 2. Go up here and say problem 2. Cool. Nice. All right, that looks really good. Let's go here, git add. Complete problem 2 of complete problem 2 of problem set 3. Complete problem number 2 of problem set 3. Complete. Good. You guys can find access to my current code and notes through the entire lecture series up to week 8 so far, and problem set 3 on my GitHub, link down below. From my notes to pictures from the lectures, as you can see, to good solid code snippets, to I'm hoping to go back through and actually implement some of the various functions we learned and the various sorting algorithms, as well as go back through the Introduction to Algorithms by CLRS that we are reading and implement like the merge sort and the insertion sort algorithms that we have learned about so far in the chapters as well. So we do need to go back through and kind of solidify our learning with some additional studying. Yes, everybody Did I get a comment about my commit messages and how long it takes me to come up with a message every single time? So it must be a pretty relatable thing. Anyways, you guys, today is 10 o'clock. This was a 1 hour and 40-minute session here working on problem set 2. Yeah, we probably could have done it pretty soon, a lot faster. It was a pretty easy problem, but I wanted to make sure we did the testing and took our time going through it. I did learn some stuff, just Python syntax stuff that I didn't know before, so that's always a good thing. But please leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. We are already at 3,100. We just passed 3,000. We're already at 3,100, so we'll have another gaming stream at 4,000 probably, where we'll open up more cases. And anyways, and also coming up this whatever Sunday is the 7-day ban. The trade ban on those skins are gone, so make sure you're in the Discord. So you can get access to the giveaway for those skins. So I open up the cases, and then after the trade ban goes away per the new update, I'm gonna give most of them back to you guys as kind of a thank you guys so much for just honestly I'm a small platform here. Honestly, I don't really like to use. I'm not gonna use the word like, YouTuber or streamer or anything because honestly, I'm just a guy just recording himself doing what I would have been doing anyways. So. Like I'm just recording it to hang out with y'all and learn from you guys and learn in general. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. And truly, I thank you guys so much. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys make me want to do this every single day. Make it a lot more fun at least, but it is fun nonetheless. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll continue on. Either with this, I had fun doing this today, or we will switch back over to Introduction to Algorithm CLRS, or we need to continue on with our project and start writing the actual web page. I just am not really that excited about the front end work. Anywho, bye you guys. Thank you so much. Retector, Azus, SS Low, y'all are beasts. Let me see who else is in here. Anand, Ray, Hi, Sri, Matthew, Peter, Mighty Ferret, Greatness, Natty Sanis, Zelda Code, Vansh, sorry, Macdal, Tim, as always, it's a pleasure, John, Flacco, Onik. Alright, you guys, shout out to y'all, y'all's are beasts. Thank you guys so much. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, I forgot to start the Twitch today. Oh, brutal. No wonder we had no Twitch followers or Twitch viewers chatting today. Chaboy forgot to start the stream. Yeah, you guys got Tim usually reminds me. Tim must have went to bed. Yeah, hit me up in the Discord if you about project ideas. Chat with me in general chat. All right. Remind me next time if I don't start the